Good morning, it's Chris with City Girl Homestead. Time for a small canning project. So, have you ever been to a Mediterranean restaurant and they have either, slices or they have shaved or whatever and it's pink? And you eat them and it's got a little bit of a crunch and it tastes good. Well, I was looking through things yesterday and those are actually pickled turnips. And I thought, I love those things when I go there. I always eat them, plus the ones off Tom's plate. So I thought, why not make them? I don't have tons. I prepped them up last night. But let's make what we can. Hopefully, I got 5 jars up here. And then I've got one more wide mouth back there. Because I'm trying not to get Tom to have to go up and down the steps. So in here I have 5 cups of water and a 1.5 cups of vinegar. And we're going to do 3 tablespoons of salt. You can use canning salt, anything but regular white plain salt. Don't use that. Not for canning. And I got this starting to heat up. And now basically you're not bringing this to a boil or anything. You basically just want your salt to dissolve. So I'm just going to turn that on for now. So now what we're going to do is, I don't have the big ones, so I'm just going to, whoops, I forgot something I want to do. She said to use cloves of garlic. I don't have any. So I'm just going to put a little bit of garlic in the bottom of each one of my jars here. Alright, so now what we're going to do is fill these with our turnips. Whoops, there went one on the floor. It's getting all kinds of nutrition. Now before I fill those all up, what makes them turn pink is beets. So who says we need that red dye 40 when we have things like beets? I would never have known, you guys, swear to you, never. Now normally if you'd have bigger ones, you'd just, put them in there really, really nicely and just kind of, put them up like you would French fries or something, but none of mine were that big. I mean, there was a couple, but not that many. I'm going to try putting some with beets in it first. I was hoping I'd get a lot more than what I did, but you know what? It's alright. It's alright. I got more than I thought, and I'm going to do something with them, so that's all that matters. Put the beets in there. I know I've heard about this in other countries where they actually use beets for the coloring of like the kids' cereal and stuff like that. So maybe there's some truth to it. Alright, let me finish filling these up and then I'll come right back. So I got 5 jars and then I have this many beets left and then I have a whole beet left too. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to fill that brine. I'm going to take it up to the inch head space. She didn't say how much of a head space, so I'm just going to take it to the 1 safety inch. How's that? Hopefully I have enough brine to do all 5. She says it does 2 pints, but I think hers were quarts, honestly. And like I say, we don't need to bring that to a boil, nothing like that. You just want that salt to dissolve. I'm pretty happy if I get 5 pints out of what I had, you know, and it was from seed. It wasn't like I grew, you know, turnip plants in the garden, or, you know, I just did it right from seed right out in the garden. So whatever I get is not a waste. Definitely not a waste. And it's something I like, so that's even better. I love those things. I'm like, I know it's weird. I never knew what they were. I guess I should have asked. But I never knew what they were. Alright. Just in case we need more, I'll leave it there. And we're going to pull this over here. Just like so. Alrighty. Now, no matter what we do, always remember to debubble. I know it's pushing them all up, but we'll push those back down, don't worry. And try to get it down to that 1-inch head space. Look at that. Perfect. And then we're going to wash up our rims. And we're going to put a lid. And I do use my 4-jar lids. And there will be a link below that you can get 10% off. Now you just do it fingertip tight. I'm going to give it just a little bit of a, because I have that garlic in there. I'm just going to give it a little bit of a shake. Let's do one more. And the longest anything's taken with this is actually just to get everything cut up. That's what takes the longest on this. Make sure you peel them. They are root vegetables, so you want to make sure you wash them. Like I washed them, peeled them, washed them again. I let them soak in water overnight too. Alright, so let me get the last 5 done, or the last 3 done, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now I have them all done. They're inside the steam canner, or you can water bath these as well. Now we're going to put that lid on. The steam canner, for people that have mobility issues, I'm telling you, you guys, it is 100% lifesaver. Helps you to complete living your dreams of canning and everything. I do have a second steam canner now. I got that during when I did all the videos for Cosmopolitan Cornbread. I just love her. She's awesome. Go over and watch it. But I haven't opened it yet. But maybe during, you know, tomato season or whatever, I might get that out. So, what we're doing now is we're going to wait until this thing fully steams out. And I mean like a hard flow steam. Once that does that, we're going to set it for 10 minutes. That's all it cans for, 10 minutes. Who would have known? Because you do want them to be crunchy. And if you do chop them, don't chop them too small, because then they'll get mushy, and you don't want mushy. You want nice and firm and crispy when they come out. So, when it comes back to full steam, I'll come back. I'm going to go do dishes now. What do you think? Okay, so now you see the steam, how it's a constant stream of steam. So now this is when you start your timer. I'm going to set it for 10 minutes. Once it finishes, turn the heat off, but do not just take that lid right off. Don't do that. Let it set for about 5 minutes or so. Then you can take the lid off, put them on your cupboard, on your counter, But make sure that you put something underneath a towel, or I use a little, I don't know, I got it from the Dollar Tree, but it's a little bit insulated, and you can set your jars on there. Don't just put them on your counter, because it will shock your jars and you could break them. I've never done that, but I've heard of people that have. So I'll be back when these are completely done and on the counter. Alright, so here we go. I think if I was to do this again, I would not cut my beets up and soak them in water overnight. I would just cut them up that day. I think they'd be a brighter pink. But if you see, but in days to come, it's going to turn pinker, because obviously the rest of that juice is going to come out of those beets. So I want to give a shout out to Mary. I was at Meijer yesterday, and she came up to me as I'm pushing my cart out, and she goes, she had her phone out and she pointed to it. She goes, "Is that you?" And I said, "Yeah." And she goes, "We went to school together." So we graduated the same year and everything, but she recognized me in my video, so that was pretty cool. And she's been at Meijer for 27 years, so congrats for that. So a shout out to Mary. It was nice to see you again after all these years. So again, now you're going to let these set for at least 12 hours. Don't move them around, nothing else, and they'll all seal. And clean them up, take the rings off, and label them and get them on your pantry shelf. So thanks for coming along with me, guys. You guys have a blessed day. Be a blessing.